Good morning, family and friends. It's Thursday. I'll start off with music talk, but I'm going to continue with further thoughts on my Wednesday talk. I got some very cool comments from people, and I want to follow up on them. I have actually quite a bit I want to try to talk about. We'll see what I get done. Okay. The first thing I'll start with is, what did I listen to at bedtime last night? I listened to R.E. Visions by Steven Severin, the bass player from Susie and the Banshees. This is music that he wrote for either a soundtrack or a play. And I hardly remember what I heard, but I do know that it was good, and it was inspiring imagination-wise. It was good. I wanted to say something about the last video I posted. I just recently figured out how to extract video from DVDs so that I can show you clips, because I don't have a whole lot of old clips of me playing, but I have a few more I want to share. And the Mark Burgess was a real special thing for me. I'm a big fan of the Chameleons. They're one of those bands from Manchester, UK. I think they're one of the greatest and one of the most overlooked English rock bands of the time. I placed him in the same level, at the same level of love and appreciation as I do for everyone from starting with the Beatles, the Who, the Kinks, the House of Love, the Smiths, Catherine Wheel, the Chameleons, on the same level. And I got to play with Mark, the leader of the band, playing that song, Tears. That's one of my all-time favorite songs. I see Cosmic, I think it's Cosmic Rider, that you said it's one of yours too. Nice to see that somebody else knows who they are, number one. I'll get to that in a second about my arrogant attitude sometimes, where it comes from. But this is part of it, is having this knowledge, and the average person's like, duh, who, what? And this is just some of the best music. Yeah, I got to play with this, guys. I'm so happy I get to share that with you. There's more from the concert. If anyone is interested in seeing more of the show, say so, and I'll take the time, probably not today, but I'll take the time to extract more clips from the DVD. These are more my Chameleons records. I don't have them all on vinyl. Mark signed everything I had, though, when we met and played. Sat up all night after the show at my house and drank and talked, and it was great. It was one of those few times where I do get kind of drunk. It was just such an incredible experience to play with this man. So that's who that was. And for me, it was like maybe it would be like for some of you guys playing with some of your heroes, whoever that person might be. But it meant as much to me as if, say, I had the opportunity to play with George Harrison before he died, or say if I got to meet Johnny Marr, and it's the exact same. Mark Burgess is the exact same caliber of artist to me, and I'm so glad I got to share that clip with you. Okay, so again, some of you folks that didn't know who it was I'm playing with, go back. It's the guy from the Chameleons. I'm chuffed that I got to do that in 2003. I have some more old digital sex, and I will be uploading some more of that soon. What's going on today? I'm looking around me because I have thoughts that are not so much music, but I want to share them because I see that many of you, my friends, are understanding why I talk about these things. Some of you don't understand, and I want to explain further why these things come up. I have a very good reason for bringing up the topics that I do when it comes to modern Western life, modern thought, religion, and oppression, things like that. I have a lot of good reasons. I'm going to go into them in a second. I'm struggling to think about music a little bit more. Oh, I want to say one more thing musically. Been listening to this new Meshuggah. I love the music. I don't particularly like the way it was recorded. And I watched the making of it, DVD, and love it. So here I am doing to them what someone will do to me that we don't like. We don't like being criticized, but it's just the way it is. It's like, Meshuggah, I love this new album. I love it. I get a little ear fatigue after a couple songs. I love the songs, but I get a little ear fatigue. I'm wondering about that. You know what I'm saying? And with that in mind, someone commented on the Chameleons video that they like the sound of my recordings and wanted to know what I use to get that sound. I want to share something with you that I think some of the great musicians, do I think I'm a great musician? Not exactly, but do I think I'm great in some ways? Yeah, I'll say it, yeah. Do I have greatness? Yeah, so do you. Claim it. I'm claiming it, okay? And this is what I'm trying to say. It's Jack White, formerly of the White Stripes, is a perfect example of what I'm about to say. Jack is a perfect example of someone who knows how to get something out of the instrument. It's not the equipment. Some of the worst players with the best equipment still sound like absolute fuck all because they don't know what they're doing. It's not the equipment so much as the interaction between you, your ears, the way you touch the instrument, and the way that you interact with what you're hearing. That may sound strange to some of you folks, but I can do it. I know what I'm talking about. I can actually make what I'm playing sound better because I'm listening and know what it is I'm trying to hear. It's like it's more than just putting your fingers on the fret. It's how you touch the fret. It's how you hold it against your body. It's a lot of little things that some of you might think are crazy, but I'm telling you, I know from experience. So here at home, I recorded my album line in. I don't even have a preamp. I don't have a professional setup, but my album sounds fucking good, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. And the only outboard I use is over here, is that Alessi. It's that thing right down there. It's an old MIDI verb. And the thing on top is an old 4-track Fostex cassette jack that I use for mixing board. That's it. No other tricks. So it's about your artistry. It's about what you have inside of you more than your equipment. It really is. Okay? So Marty came back over and we talked. I love your comment, Marty, because you're starting to get me. I'm not religion bashing to be mean. I'm bringing these things up because I'm a thoughtful person, and it is not enough for me to be told, well, it's just a mystery. You just have to have faith. Fuck. What? Okay, and this is why it's such a big issue to me. And let me try to get a whole lot out real quick. First off, a couple of my closest friends are ministers, okay? So I have highly religious friends, okay? And I love them. But I will bring these things up to them because their answers to me are inadequate. Frankly, the answers that they give me are just complete bullshit at this point. They're just gonna have faith, you don't understand. Man, you don't understand. Okay, now, here is part of what the frustration and the anger about that religious shit is. Here in America, let me talk about my front line, my neighborhood, the black community, okay? The quote-unquote ghetto, okay? As you know, we have breakdown in society in general on all levels. But the inner city black community has been killing itself for decades at a horrifying pace, and it continues. They call it gang violence. I don't think that quite encapsulates it. Here's my point, and it's a big one. We cannot get to any solutions in the black community because of the fucking stranglehold that the Christian church has on the black mind in America. I need to come back to church. Y'all need Jesus. The thing is, these people, most of these people, not all, but the great majority, and I'm going to call you bitches out because it is the majority of you. Look at how fucked up life is. The majority of you motherfuckers are hypocrites. The same assholes that are yelling about, y'all better get to church. I see your ass in the club I got a gig, or maybe I don't have a gig. I see your ass in the club drinking, trying to score. I'm not putting you down. I'm just saying, you fucking hypocrites, okay? Now here's the other thing. The answer is not going back to church. It's not. If we really want solutions and try to reach people, we need to open the gate and take that out. See, this is why I'm not more of a community leader in Omaha now that I'm retired, because of the overall insistence on the black community that you must be church. Literally, you must be church oriented. You got to be Christian. I've tried. I've been involved, in local civics a lot. And it's like you can't be taken seriously unless you're a Christian. And it's just so completely limiting, and it's not working. And that's the point I want to make, is it's not working. Religion is not working, okay? And I bristle at the ignorance and stupidity of people around me who have the gall to tell me that I should be listening to them. And I watch what they do. I watch what these people do. I watch what's happening in society. I don't see any evidence, none, that any of these so-called experts really know what the fuck they're talking about, or that they're really living according to this bullshit they keep handing out to people, okay? I know some of you feel me, but some of you folks that have given me comments about, oh, if it makes them happy, what's the big deal? The reason why I speak out is because religious oppression has directly affected my life, directly caused me a lot of misery. It's directly caused me to question my identity and my worth as a human being for much of my life, until I finally realized I can choose. And I think that's what I would like better. I think that would be more intelligent, and it would be a better way of approaching these different philosophical ways of looking at life, with or without religion, if they could be posed as, well, you have a choice, as opposed to, you got to make the right choice. You don't be left out. You ain't going to heaven. That is archaic, and it's so destructive, in my opinion, at this point. That's why I keep speaking about this. I'm not insane. I am a fairly level-headed person. I care very much about this world and the next person besides myself. I am tired of watching us as a nation of people, or a race of people, continue to make the same mistakes, come to the same conclusions that don't work, insisting that it's going to. And one of those variables that we keep thinking is going to work, that is never going to work, is organized religion. So that's why I speak the way I speak, okay? And those hoodoo, voodoo ways of trying to explain away science and aspects of the physical cosmos that we can sort of understand, those are inadequate. Those bullshit, well, you don't God is a mystery. Fuck you people. Yeah, it's really that deep. Yeah, just fuck this nonsense. You can tell that to a child, but not to me. That stuff hurt me, and I will go on and on and on about it at different times. Okay. Yeah, this is Dereck's channel. I'm hearing primarily about music, but you know something? I got a lot on my mind. I got a lot to say, and it's going to come out. And I get enough feedback from you, my friends, to let me know that some of you are wrestling with the same issues, have similar thoughts. Some of you don't have similar thoughts, but thank you for encouraging me to continue speaking my thoughts. I'm going to. I have something good to say. Now let me just wrap it up, because I think that I can do longer than 15 minutes. My last talk video was a little longer than 15, and it uploaded. This one's on the way to 15 minutes. I want to make the connection between my attitude about certain music and distaste for it, because I really do think that this message of mine, even though it just might be my personal message, I think some people can benefit from it. When I hear certain forms of music, like, especially in the black community, like gospel and the blues, and a lot of R&B music where they're talking about the same thing over and over again, it just reminds me of how we're not making any progress, how we're stuck, and this music reflects that to me. It does not reflect that we have learned anything, that we're moving forward, that to me, the music reflects being stuck. And I just want to get that out. That has a lot to do with why I do not enjoy a lot of the de rigueur music that most people listen to, because I've heard it too much, hear it too much, hear it regurgitated all the time, and it just reminds me of how stuck mankind is. That's how it sounds to me, especially the blues, especially country music, especially sanitized, synthesized, not synthesized, but sanitized pop music, you know. It just reminds me that, oh, here's more product. They figured out another way to slick up and clean up this product and spoon-fed it to the idiotic masses. Who's the person that said, it's a quote, you know, Americans hate music, but they love the noise it makes. Who said that? It's true. That's where all these comments come from. I'm just trying to be clear about what I see and what makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? If it insults you or offends you personally, then I say take a look at what you take a look at yourself. You know, if what I'm saying offends you, I think this is just my opinion. Take a look at yourself, okay? One last thing, because there's so much. I need to make another video. There's a whole nother music related issue that I haven't even got to, but I want to finish up with my thoughts on civics or people or social. Don't let it escape me. God damn it, it did. These things are on my mind all the time. They're on my mind all the time. So, fair warning, I'm not done.